Hello and welcome back. In this video, we are going to take a look at how we can integrate DSSLite with MMO Starter Kit. And here we have the latest version of MMO Starter Kit and DSSLite. So we are talking about MMO Starter Kit for Unreal Engine 4.26. Okay, enough speaking and let's get started. So here I have a fresh MMO Starter Kit project. So first of all, we need to start by copying the DSSLite plug into the MMO Starter Kit project. Okay, after that, we need to generate Visual Studio project files. It's not gonna take a lot of time. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I will double click on starterkit.sln project and wait for it to load. Okay, so now we are gonna build MMO project. Keep in your mind that we are using build from source Unreal Engine. Okay, so let's wait for it to finish compiling the project. Okay, here we go. Now we can close the MMO Starter Kit solution. Okay, so now we need to open the Unreal Engine project for MMO Starter Kit and for DSSLite. Okay, here we go. So what we are gonna do is we are going to migrate the MMO, the DSSLite project files to MMO Starter Kit. So here we are going to migrate the blueprints by right-clicking on it and press migrate, then OK. And we are going to place it inside MMOKit contents, and then we are going to click select folder, wait for it to finish. Okay, here we go. So now the next step is we are going to start working on the actual code or blueprints inside the project. Okay, so let's go to the DSS game instance. Whenever you open it, you're gonna notice a lot of errors here. So I will delete some events here because we are not gonna migrate the whole project to simplify the video. So let's delete the CLI message and we are gonna delete it from here and from here. Then press compile and save. Okay. Then we are going to delete everything related to graphical user interface because we are not gonna migrate the user interface. We are gonna delete GUI init. And then we are going to delete everything here. Actually, this function is going to give you some logs whenever the player log in. Okay, then we are going to delete this one. Okay, so I will press Ctrl Z just to focus on its name. So it is called get server info. Then we are going to delete the get server info function also from the blueprint graph here. We can connect directly the pin. Okay. I think now we are good to go. Okay, so here we have some graphical user interface related things. So we are going to delete them. Then we will connect it directly. Actually, here we don't care whether it is a server or a client because we have deleted everything related to graphical user interface. Okay, cool. So now we are good to go. Let's go to MMO blueprints, and we should now open MMO instance. Here we have the game instance for our MMOKit. So first of all, we're gonna start by creating a new graph, and we will call it, for example, DSSLite. Okay, great. First of all, let's create a couple of macros here. So the first one is gonna be called get DSS state, and the second one will be called as dedicated server. Great. So make sure to copy the contents and paste them to the newly created macros. Okay, let's finalize the second one. So after copying the logic here, we need to connect everything. Okay, so now let's try to copy the names. Here we go. The next thing that we are gonna do is we need to copy parse command. This function is gonna be called whenever a server started to pass some arguments from the DSSLite server to Unreal Engine server. So first of all, we need to create the function, and then we are gonna copy the logic. Okay. Then we are going to create this local variable, and then we are gonna make the connections. Okay. Make sure to use the exact connections here. So we need to connect this one also here. And then this is the second pin, and this is the last one. Then I'm going to copy the names. Okay, so far so good. Let's go back to the event graph. And now what we are gonna do is we are going to copy everything here and paste it into the MMO game instance. And just press confirm here. Okay, at the first compile, you're gonna notice that you have tons of errors, but don't be afraid, we are going to fix all of them. So there is a lot of functions here that we are going to fix them just by right-clicking on them and press refresh node. Okay, we are going to delete this game HUD related things, and we are going to connect everything directly here. Same for this part. Okay, press compile and save. You will notice that the number of errors are decreasing here. Okay, so let's fix the rest of the nodes by right-clicking and press refresh node. Um, okay, cool. Okay, now what we are gonna do is we are going to create the variables. So whenever you see any variable marked by error, just right-click on it and press create variable. We need to create all of these variables. Okay, make sure to delete everything related to game HUD. You still have a couple of variables to create. Okay, cool. So now what we are gonna do is we are going to uh, fix some errors here. So here we are going to uh, base all of our work on the DSS game instance. So we need to drag this dedicated server and connect here. To connect it here, make sure to connect the true pin and not the false. Press compile and save. Next, we are going to create this variable, and here we are going to drag this dedicated server also. Connect the true to the upper side, the server one, and the false to the client one, and press compile and save. Let's see if there is still some variables not created. Okay, great. So we have created almost all the variables. Okay, let's make sure that everything is connected. Okay, so here we have some um, troubles. We need to drag the get DSS state and then connect the disconnect pin to the upper part and the new message to the lower part here. Press compile and save. Okay, so now everything is ready here on uh, an MMO game instance. So later on, we are going to set up a few default values for a couple of variables here. But for now, let's go back to uh, the files or the migrated files here. We are going to delete the DSS portal, DSS player state, and player controller, game instance, DSS character, do not synchronizer, and press delete. It might take some time. Okay, so next we are going to delete the game mode. Then we need to delete all these things here. Okay, so now we need to fix few things in the portals. So go to BP Portal Master. If you press compile, you will notice that there is a lot of errors. The first thing that we are going to do is to delete everything related to game HUD. And then we are going to delete this broadcast node and we will cast game instance to the new MMO instance. Okay, now we need to replace this variable. Okay, just delete it and make sure to drag BP MMO instance and search for DSS. And now connect the new one. Okay, so now we are good to go. Compile and save. Okay, now it's time to configure what's gonna happen whenever the player press enter word. So, okay, what we are gonna do now, we are going to go to blueprints and then user interface, and we need to open WVP main menu. Make sure to press on enter world button and then scroll all the way down and press view on clicked event. Okay, so here we need to delete enter world and we will use open or actually connect player. character name is going to be my character name. Okay, so here we need to add some logic. After connecting the player, we need to go to the main map. So let's add some delay. I don't know, maybe 2 seconds. Okay, then we are going to use, we are going to search for DSS, and then we need to use travel. Okay, so we need to configure to which map the player should connect. So we are going to search for a friend. In the first part, we are going to write the path of our map. Uh, it should be located on games or game, then MMO, then we have the maps. Okay. And now we are going to type the map name, which is actually Desert Rally Race. Great. Let's go back to the game instance, and we need to configure a few default variables. So here we need to make one last move before configuring default variable values. So let's delete character name, and we are going to use my character name here. Okay. Regarding the DSS port, we are going to go with 3458. You can use whatever value you want, as long as it is a valid port. And regarding client authentication password, let's set it to my password. It should match the configuration in DSSLite server. We are going to set the same password for server authentication. There is some thing going wrong here. We know we don't need this event, so we are going to delete it. Okay. Okay, great. Then we are going to configure the travel timeout. So let's set it to like 20 seconds. Listening interval to, I don't know, maybe 0.1. Server IP, let's set it to localhost. Okay. I think we are good to go now. Let's save everything and close. Okay, so now I'll try to add one portal to our map. So let's go to blueprints, then portals, and I will drag this one. I will try to uh, configure it. So we're going to travel to, I think we don't have a lot of maps. So we have the only map, which is Desert Valley. We are going to make our test with it. I need to paste its name here, and then we need to write its path. It is located on game, MMO, maps. It is not a dungeon. Okay, fine. So let's try to build the project and give it a try. So now, before building the project, I'll try to hit play and see what's gonna happen. This way we are going to figure out if there is any pending errors we haven't fixed yet. It seems like everything is going fine. Okay, so let's close and build the project. In order to build the project, we need to use Unreal front end. The first build is going to take a lot of time, so I'm going to launch this profile and pause the video until it finishes up. Okay, so it seems like we have built the project without any errors. So now the last thing that we need to do before testing the project is to set up DSSLite server. So I will try to copy it and I will paste it here. Next, we need to open the config file. We're going to open one server only, and it should be located in game, then MMO, then maps, and let's copy the map name. Okay, we can keep this port. Now let's figure out the server name and path. I have started on packaging folder, Windows Server. Let's copy the directory here. And we need to copy the server name. Those variables, server authentication password, client authentication password, and DSS port should match the values that we have set on MMO game instance. Okay, so I think we are good to go. Let's try to start DSS server. Here we go. Okay, so now let's try to open back the project and try to connect. What I'm gonna do is I will go to start map, then display, and here we need to make sure that um, we are using play standalone and press play. Okay, so we need to log in. Then we need to press enter world. It seems everything is working fine. Let's try to test the gate. Okay, here we go. Everything's working fine. Thanks for watching. See you in another video.